I wish I knew this one single thing at the beginning of this year. And if that was the case, my results would have been way, way better. In general terms, if you guys are looking for consistency, if you guys are looking for profitability in trading, being able to actually make money from the markets, I believe 100% this video is for you. It's most likely going to be my most raw, unedited, and simple trading video in my YouTube channel. You guys can see I'm literally sitting down on my bed, on my room, just talking here because I was just taking a shit, bro, being honest. And I was thinking, going back in time and saying, yo, I made so many mistakes this year in my trading that by just applying one single change to all of it, things would have been way different. And before I say that one single thing, I'll just explain what happened throughout the year. So I started this year trading my 4-hour swing trading strategy, a very simple strategy that basically consists on waiting for a break of structure with a liquidity sweep. And that break of structure must have a fair value gap. I wait for price to retrace to my 0.75 fib, and I enter there targeting a 1 to 3 risk to reward. I don't do multi-time frame analysis. I just focus 100% on the 4-hour time frame. So you guys might be saying, yeah, that's super simple. Well, it is. And I actually backtested a lot of years. I gathered a lot of data, over 2,000, I think more than 3,000 trades in total, so that I was able to actually recognize I had a profitable edge in the markets based on the last 5 years. But the thing is, when you're live trading, when you're actually executing that edge in the markets and you have zero to none experience on trading that live, sometimes when you're inexperienced, you just tend to evaluate your results on a trade by trade basis. And that's what I was doing since the beginning of this year. I had the data, I had everything that proves to myself that it was gonna work in the long run. It was just a matter of waiting and staying consistent so that my edge played out. The thing is, when most traders, including me at the beginning of this year, they're not seeing profitable results in a short period of time, their brain works in a very interesting way. Just tells you, you must do two things, or you should change this, you must change this for something else that's gonna work, or just try to look for a way to make it better for you. So refining, over refining, or maybe overcomplicating things. And I decided to choose the second road, overcomplicating and over refining my overall approach. I didn't actually understood that I had enough data to make me calm and comfortable and understanding that if I kept executing the same thing over and over again, I was gonna be profitable. I just decided to overcomplicating things, ignoring my data, and just trying to look for a better way to make my strategy much efficient or increasing my win rate overall. So what I did was the following. I just decided to look, based on my screenshots of my trades, based on my backtesting, a way of making things better. I started the year trading a conservative way, literally extremely the same as I'm trading right now, right? I got amazing results, but it was March, if I'm not mistaken, or April, and I had a horrible losing streak. So based on that horrible losing streak, I assumed, immediately jumped into conclusion that I needed to change something, which made me realize at that point of time that it was just something I needed to change on my strategy. It was not something about the overall edge, or it was not something about market conditions. It was something about me as a person, as a trader, that if I put more hours into backtesting, if I invested more time into refining my edge, I would eventually recover those losses and make more in the markets. So I decided to start trading more aggressively. I backtested everything once again. I realized that trading a little bit more aggressive, so taking smaller ranges, was gonna work for me. And it did. Based on my data, based on my backtesting, it was also profitable. Actually, it was a little bit more profitable in terms of our return. The win rate was lower, but I was gonna make more money eventually in the long run because I was taking more trades. So the more trades you take, the faster your edge plays out. It's simple math and simple probabilities idea, right? I started trading aggressively. What happened? The first 2 months went amazing, and then another fucking losing streak. The thing is, the first losing streak at the beginning of the year was around 5 or 6 trades in a row. This one was like 12 trades in a row, like 11 or 12 trades in a row. So again, me sitting down on my desk watching how I was losing 12 trades in a row, wasn't really prepared and had no real market conditions to actually accept the fact that that was normal. And bro, I had my data proving that that was normal. Based literally on my data by using Forex Replay and by using my own trading journal, I had the numbers. I had a maximum losing streak of 14 trades in a row based on 5 years of data. And I wasn't even able to realize and accept that that was something normal and that could have happened. I just said immediately, you know what? Let's go back to my conservative approach. What happened then? I started winning. That's the fucking issue when you do changes and you win. I would have preferred that life and the markets itself showed me immediately that by changing things, I was doing something wrong. Not really, actually, the market favored my changes by winning, and it was just only then that I realized I was doing something wrong, that I was losing. It was just then that I started losing, sorry. So what happened was I did 4 changes throughout this year. I started conservative, then aggressive, then conservative, then aggressive, until I said, yo, you know what? And that was around 2.5 months ago. I said, fuck it. I've seen that if Esteban Rosal, myself, would have stayed consistent throughout the year with just one single approach, that approach had enough data to prove me that that was working and that was actually a good system, I would have made more profit right now. Right now, I'm sitting at almost 28 hours for the year in profit. And honestly speaking, it would have been way, way more, at around 40 to 45 hours in profit for the year, if I would have stayed just at the conservative approach I started on the year. But the thing is, we immediately assume by having bad months or bad weeks that we need to change something. That's what I did this year. So my key takeaway, guys, stay consistent with one single thing. I promise that if you stay consistent with one single thing, you're going to eventually see how your edge plays out. Maybe today you start with a new strategy and you immediately jump into a losing streak. Well, most likely it's because that's how probability works. Maybe that month was going to be unprofitable for you, and maybe the market conditions were not favorable for your strategy on that month. But if you stay consistent and you have profitable data, the next month most likely is going to be profitable, and the next one, same thing. And then maybe you're going to lose, and then maybe you're going to win. But eventually, if you stay consistent with one single thing, you're going to see with your own eyes how your edge plays out. That's what I had to realize. That's what I learned this year. Just stay fucking consistent. It's coming from someone that it's data driven, coming from someone that gathered a lot of data and backtests a lot. I'm telling you, if I'm someone that have enough data and I still wasn't able to stay consistent with one single approach, you must really be aware of your decisions in the markets. Make sure you have data, but make sure to support your data with your actions. If you have data that proves something, then fucking do it and keep doing it, proving it to yourself that that data is worth it, not useless. If you're changing consistently, you're basically telling to yourself, all those hours put into backtesting were fucking useless. You wasted your time. So make sure to prove to the mathematics and the probabilities of your edge that you're capable enough to actually accomplish them. If they say, yo, you have 12 trades losing streak, then be able to sit down and watch how you lose 12 trades in a row without changing one single aspect of your trading system. Just keep executing, keep consistently watching how the markets perform by having good months, by having bad months, but never evaluating your results on a monthly basis. Make sure to evaluate it on a quarterly basis, on a 4-month, 5-month basis. Evaluate your stuff over the long run, and you're going to see how it's going to play out profitably for you. This is the number one thing most traders never accept. They keep changing, and that's why they never achieve profitability. Finally, I found consistency in my trading. I'm actually building my own edge from day to day to day. It's kind of like being an addict to heroin. You really need to actually show up every single day because it's a 1 day at a time. With just 1 day and bad thoughts in 1 day, you can literally change everything. So you need to be locked in. You need to trust your data, have your trading journal opened every single day, your metrics alive there so that you can watch them, and remembering that your edge is not here to give you profits every single day. Your edge is here to give you a probabilistic advantage and a positive expectancy in the long run. So keep executing, keep being consistent, and do not change something just for 1 month of bad results. Please don't do the same error and mistake I did. And that was all for the video. Honestly, the most raw video out there, I guess. This is me, completely me. That's my authenticity. That's how I wanted to share this with you guys. I hope you guys connected, you guys listened to this part, and please keep consistent. That's my biggest advice out there. I've been trading for 4 years, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys. See you guys in the next video, and take care. Peace.